What's up, traders? It's Jackpot here. In this short video, I'm going to show you exactly how to set and use the Jackpot Strategy 1 on MT5 for laptop or desktop. Let's get right into it. Hello, it's Jackpot here. In this short video, I'm going to show you exactly how to set up the Jackpot Strategy 1, which is the original Jackpot Strategy, right on your MT5, so you could understand exactly how to be able to use this indicator. Now, we also have Jackpot Strategy on TradingView as well. This setup we're going to be doing right here is from the original Jackpot Strategy, simple Bollinger Bands and moving average. We also used to use the Ichimoku cloud, but I'm not going to add the cloud moving average in this example, but you can go ahead and add that. Overall, I'm going to break down exactly how you are able to capitalize using the Jackpot Strategy 1 after properly setting it up. So first, we're going to set it up, and then we're going to go over how to properly use it. So first thing first, on MT5, your MT5, once you open it on your laptop, looks like this. Very plain, very default. So what you want to do, you want to right click, then go to properties, and then you want to change this color theme to something that is much easier for you. For me, I like to go with this color theme right here. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my chart right now. I'm going to do, let's go ahead and do no grid on a clean background. Bar up is going to be gold for me. Bar down is going to be blue, sky blue, aqua. Bull candle is going to be gold. Bear candle is going to be aqua. All right, everything else is pretty much fine. All right, this is how it looks. Simple, nice and neat, okay? Then from here, we're going to go ahead and set up our indicator. So if we right click and we go to where it says settings, we could always come here and change this color theme to how we want it to be. Feel free to set it up exactly the way you want this to show, okay? Sometimes I like to remove the trade history, which is the area where you entered that it shows. You could take that off as well. And then from there, we're going to now go ahead and to the indicator list, remove this indicator here, and then add the indicator that we need. So to do that, we just go to chart, then we're going to go to indicator list, okay, so that we don't have any indicator set up. Let's go ahead and insert indicator. It does have an indicator on it. It's probably default. We could remove that, which is the volume bar at the bottom. So first indicator we're going to start off with is the Bollinger Band, right? We're going to do Bollinger Band 200 to start it off. I like to have my levels white, but you could change it different colors on different versions. So we'll just leave everything white for right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish this up. Chart indicator list, Bollinger Band is right here. Please make that to white. Okay, great. All right, so now we have our Bollinger Band set up. Now, what does this Bollinger Band do? Okay, this Bollinger Band is represented as true support and resistance zone. So true support and resistance zone is here, here, and here. The Bollinger Band simply creates those zones for us. So for example, here, we could see price reach a top resistance zone on the 1 minute time frame. It could not go any higher, so it sold. Boom. Once it sold, not only it broke the middle Bollinger Band zone, it also reached this zone and broke it while going a little bit below it. Because this was a support zone, price pull back, retest the middle zone, and then from there, it goes down again to make a newer low. This low is lower than this previous low. Now we know we're in a downtrend. So therefore, price is fully staying underneath this top Bollinger Band, which is represented as a resistance zone. to go towards the next support zone on the next time frame. And this scenario most likely was the 5-minute time frame. Let's take a look. Yep, 5-minute time frame test. Let's also take a look at 15. Yep, 15-minute time frame test. Okay, clear. Also, let's look at 30-minute time frame test. All of this came from price respecting this zone on the higher time frame now, 15-minute time frame, showing us a true resistance zone here, and then showing us price reaching take profit, which was this zone, going under that zone, and then a retesting, giving us an entry here as well for the retest. So we have a retest for price to go towards the final destination, take profit right here. So this was an overall clean move towards the low side when price actually decided to sell. Now, to fully understand this, you have to understand support and resistance zone. To break support and resistance zone down, it simply goes like this. Whenever there's a line, that could be a support and resistance line that you put on your own chart, that could be a line that was already on the charts, that could be a moving average line, that could be a Bollinger Band line. What makes it a support or resistance zone is when price is above or below it. What do I mean by that? For example, this is the line on the Bollinger Band. When candle is above the line, above the Bollinger Band in this scenario, for example, right here, that would considered a support zone because price is above it. So when price is above a line, we call that a support zone. When price is below a line, we call that a resistance zone. So if price were to be instead below the line, we would call that a resistance zone. So now we could see clearly that the Bollinger Band that we just added here on our chart is showing us true support and resistance zone. Not the one that we made up in our heads, not the one that we draw, not the one that we think, but what it actually is. So the Bollinger Band at the parameters that I give you, which is the 200, gives you the true support and resistance zone. All right, just like this. Now, to understand this further, all we have to do is when price is reacting at these zones, for example, when price was reacting here, we could see, okay, here was a support, enter a buy, stop loss under, make profit here. Okay, cool. Here, price is under the line. See, price, the candle, was under the line. Stop loss here, entry here, take profit here at the next zone. Zone to zone. Just like it did it here for the buy. Entry here, stop loss here. This is the line. Price above the line, mean a support zone, stop loss under, take profit at the zone. Zone to zone. You could do that again here. Price above the line, stop loss under the line, TP here, zone to zone. Here, stop loss, TP, zone to zone. It did it right here. Price break through the line, go under, retest at the line, stop loss above the line, price stays below the line, meaning now it's a resistance zone. So if it's resistance zone, we expect more sells. And this is exactly what happened here. Price coming from this zone to this zone, zone to zone. And the way this happens is price does this until it reaches a limit on that time frame. For example, it reached this limit. So the goal is to go to the next limit. It reached a limit here. If it decides to keep selling and not reverse and go back up here, because this isn't now a support zone, so we expect price to go like this. But if it does not, let's just say price go under, then this would be a resistance zone for price to go lower. Now the next question is, on this time frame, that's the limit. So lower to where? Then that would be the next time frame, which is here, the Bollinger Band here. Now, if it breaks that and it goes underneath that, then the next zone is all the way down here. We also go in the higher time frame. We say, okay, that all zone as well is also around this area for a limit. So regardless, now for the week, we know on the H4 time frame, price is either going to go up to go to this zone because price will be fully above this line, or price is fully gonna go below the line for the week and go down for a sell right here. And you knowing this is what's gonna give you the advantage to catch a long-term move. Now, as it's going, there's gonna be pullback. You don't know exactly how you're going to be able to withstand and hold that move as it goes. This is where the moving average is coming in. So the next indicators we're going to add is the moving average. One of my favorite moving average that I love to use is the moving average 800. So we're going to go to trend. We're going to add moving average. Okay, that's the moving average 800. Let's go to charts. Let's go to indicators. We're going to make sure that we color this one dark blue. Well, blue, right? And this one is going to stay simple, just like that. Okay, what does this do? This is the same thing, except it's just one line. And whenever price is below or under it, that represent as a support or resistance zone. So for example, price was above it, support, stop loss, TP. Here, price is below it, under, entry, stop loss, TP. That's it. That's how the 800 moving average works, except it's a major support and resistance zone because the parameters, which is 800, is what gives it the value that gives it the strength for it to push price towards the right direction. Okay, so that's a great confirmation that we need that confirms the overall trend for us when we are making decisions in the market. We also have it here on the 15-minute time frame, giving us a major rejection. So on us, this is a true support zone. We also have it here as well, but if price stays underneath this zone, it's definitely going to sell because, you know, at a higher time frame have more value than the lower time frame. So whatever we see on the higher time frame, we have to honor it. We have to respect it because it holds more weight into pushing price into the right direction for us. So here on the H4 time frame, we just hit that 800 MA. I think from here we could get a nice buy towards this area here and take profit long term. So we just have to wait to see how it's all going to play out. But that's the 800 moving average right here. So the goal right now, since it already confirmed the long-term sell on the 1-minute time frame since here, now the goal is for it to find a way to get up here again and give us a new entry for a new buy coming soon. The next moving average is going to be moving average 200, but with this moving average 200, we're going to pick a different slightly type of moving average because we don't want it to match with the 200 Bollinger Band. But this moving average right here is really going to give us the entry every single time. This is the Leonard weighted moving average, and we're going to get that moving average in gold. And we also going to make the line dotted like this. Okay, this is a very, 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 can't stress this enough, very important moving average. More important than the two moving average, 200 Bollinger Band moving average alone, simply because what this line does, it gives you the real entry compared to the Bollinger Band just showing you the retracement zone to where you could enter. This one actually moves with you, giving you the entries in real time. So for example, here was an entry for the sell. Here again is another entry for the sell if it keeps going down. Let me show you on the higher time frame, 5-minute time frame, how it looks. Here was a beautiful sell right there. We could see, right? 15. Here was a beautiful sell. Let's see on the 30-minute time frame. And again, the lines is just showing us true support and resistance zone. When price is above it, it represents as a support. When price is underneath it, it represents as a resistance. This is it on the H1 as well, looking nice. H4, as soon as it goes above here, I'm positive we're going to hit the take profit top Bollinger Band here. And that's basically how this works. So right now on the daily time frame, I don't expect price to pass 45.66 area as a final retest to actually go up because the moving average is already represented as a new support zone on the higher time frame. But we do have the pullbacks on the smaller time frame, so we have to keep it in mind. So even on the buy here, before price reach here for early buy, it has to go above this moving average to give us that move. So this moving average is very, 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 very important for you guys to have that on your chart. Okay, that moving average is always going to give you the right entries at the right time. All right, the next moving average we're going to add is the 50 moving average. So we go here, we go to insert, we go to indicators, we go to trend, we're going to go to moving average, and we're going to add the 50 moving average. So with the 50 moving average, we're going to do a smoothed moving average because we're looking for the crossovers on that one. And we're going to do the color blue at solid. This is the 50 moving average. It's a little faster than the other one. So once 50 cross this one, we good to go. That's just how it works. So not just the moving averages is representing as true support or resistance zone lines. They are also representing as confirmation for crossovers. So for example, what do I mean by that? Whenever a smaller moving average crosses a bigger moving average from buying or selling based on the parameters, that tells you the direction of a trend. So for example, this moving average is moving average 50 and this moving average is moving average 200 linear. 50 smoothed, 200 linear. Notice how we had a beautiful cross here to confirm the long-term sell for this particular entry here, at the line. So therefore, as price is going in the right direction, yes, it's going to pull back, but as long as it doesn't pull back to break 50 MA or break this zone, I will still be in a good trade. Or again, as long as price does not break the 50 MA or break this moving average or break the 800 and 200 moving average, I know we still good for the sell on that time frame. Now, if 50, let's say cross 200 here and then go to cross this way, I know we're going up. But all of that would just start on the smaller time frame because the smaller time frame brings you up to what the overall time frame H4 and daily time frame is doing. So if price actually buy, we're going to see 50 MA crossing over the 200 linear moving average. And then once it crosses over that, then we know we're good to go for that direction we are looking for. So that's the 50 moving average. The next moving average that I like is the 20 moving average. This one just gives us a little bit earlier confirmation before the 50. So we're going to do 20 and it's going to be smoother and we're going to do the color white for that one. Same thing, except it's faster than the 50. So it kind of holds the trade for you as it's going in the right direction. And then the last one, I really love this one for the crossover, is going to be the 10 moving average. So we just go to trend, moving average, 10 MA, smoothed. We're going to do color yellow for that one. And this is how that one looks. So same thing. It's just earlier and it gives us the crossover. So every time yellow cross white, which is 10 crossing 20, that's a confirmation. 10 crossing 50, that's a confirmation. 10 and 20 crossing 50, that's a confirmation. 50 crossing 200, that's a confirmation. 10, 20, and 50 crossing 200, that's a confirmation. That's how we know, because the moving average not just gives us the solid support and resistance zone as it's moving, but it also giving us the crossovers as well. We could see that all here. Look, 10 cross 20, 10 cross 50, 20 cross 50, all good to go down. 15, same thing. 30, same thing. H1, same thing. H4, same thing. We just haven't had a big breakout yet, like we had right here. You see, 10 crossing 20, 20 crossing 50, everything cross underneath, hit here, TP. That's a huge move. We need that right there to go here. So before that happens, though, it needs to build up from the smaller time frame. Now, you as a trader, and you understand this now, your job is to analyze and see how all of this is formulating right in front of you so you could take the proper action. The bonus indicator you guys could add in here will be those stochastic. So I'll go to custom and I look for stochastic. Could be down here right there. Should have that. And for this one, I really like this one. This one we're going to do 60 for the settings and 5-3. And what this does, right? And we could also change the colors too. I like to always keep a same color theme. Right here. I like the gold to be crossing and the blue to be the signal. Okay, and what this does, guys, is just shows you the 80 seller zone, 20 buyer zone. Whenever we get a nice crossover like this, yellow crossing the blue stochastic, we know we're good to go. When it goes above the 20 zone, we know it could push higher because the goal is to get to the 80 zone. Now, this happens on all time frame, and you could see it happening on the chart as well. The reason why we use the parameter that we use is simply because these parameters align with the exact crossovers in the market. So right now on this time frame, I'm seeing the potential crossover back up towards the next zone. And another thing you could do as well on this is go into the indicator list and simply add the 50 zone as well, which is the middle zone of the market. Very important. It's just 50. Okay, and you add that. Now you can say, okay, this is a middle zone. So when price reach this zone, I know, okay, it's probably going to be up here. By that time, I should already be in profit if I'm in a trade here. And we could track that from all time frame, including the 1 minute time frame as well, as price is going around in that zone for us. So that's how we'll be able to see exactly what's going on at all time. And then what we want to do is we want to save this template. So what you do is right click, and then you go to template, and then you save template. I'm just gonna call it JPS 1. This is literally the original Jackpot strategy, and then click OK. Now, whenever I go on another chart, I could just right click, go to template, go to load template. Usually it should come right here for me, and I just click JPS 1, and boom, I'll always have it. That's the easiest way to literally use the Jackpot Strategy 1 aligning with the Jackpot strategy we have on TradingView. Because remember, it all started with this, and then we took everything to TradingView. So on TradingView is where we are able to see the full strategy and understand exactly how to make even more informed decision in the market using the overall blueprint of the Jackpot strategy system. This exact strategy is the backbone of the main strategy that I use on TradingView. As you could see, we use the zone to zone strategy. We need to understand where price is coming from and where it's going. This strategy has been the main strategy I've been using for over the past 8 years of my career and continue using this till this day. Overall, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and I'll show you guys in the next future videos more ways you could utilize this strategy to your advantage.